Am I the butthole for telling my BF that if he doesn't go to work, he's no longer using anything of mine, including my car and Wi-Fi? 28 female/29 male, been together for like 4 years I think. I love this guy to death, but when I say he is lazy, that is seriously a huge effing understatement and doesn't even shed an ounce of light on the actual problem. Has also a gaming junkie like the worst of their kind. For example, when a game is being released, he waits up until midnight to purchase the game, no matter how expensive, and will binge on it for weeks straight while hardly sleeping. During this time you will be lucky to get so much as a hello out of him without him getting pissed for you disrupting him. But still expects people to literally cater to his every need so that he doesn't have to get up to do anything. I don't entertain this because I'm not his effing mother. Anyways, a year and a half ago I had to give him an ultimatum. You either get a effing job and start supporting yourself, or you can leave and go mooch off someone else. He chose to get a job. Lasted a month before he quit. Found another job 2 months later, lasted 2 weeks and quit. He was unemployed for 11 months when he finally landed this job in September. Assassin's Creed was just released, 2 weeks ago, and he started calling out every single day. Started staying up until 4 a.m. playing his game, would sleep until 8 to 10 a.m. and then be right back at it while asking me to cook and cater to him. Yesterday I unplugged and hid his Xbox. I knew he was going to call out and jump on his game. As I suspected, that's exactly what he tried doing. He picked a fight with me. Said he hated working and I was forcing him to waste away his life. Claimed he was depressed, though that's the first I've heard of it. He then tells me to get off my lazy ass and do something for once. I told him to leave. He takes my car because his is on its last leg, his words. He's not in work clothes, so I know he wasn't going to work. I texted him and said, if you aren't going to work, bring my car back. And if you plan on flaking on this job like the rest of them, you will not be using my car or my internet. Make your choice. He texted back saying, you trying to mother me all the time is a effing turnoff. You holding things against me all the time also makes you a effing butthole. AITA? NTA, but girl. Follow through with that ultimatum. He's lazy and never going to change. I'm starting to see that, honestly. You trying to mother me all the time is a effing turnoff. And I'm sure you can imagine how much of a turn on it is to have a partner who requires a mother more than a partner. You seem to be getting none of the benefits of being in this relationship. Loving him to death seems to be more adopting an adult in this case. The guy must have like a magic dick or something. I don't see why you would stay in a relationship with someone that cannot take care of himself on his own. Cannot provide for the two of you if something were to happen to you or your job. Does not put you or your relationship first. Even after being given an ultimatum, does not seem or want to understand the gravity of his choices on his relationship. Personally, I would assume by now he does not care enough about me or my relationship to change his ways. Now, not to be a nag, but you let him get away with this kind of behavior. Apparently there are no repercussions on your ultimatum, as it has been a year and a half. Time to follow through. I do not say you should immediately dump him, that's up to you. But there should be consequences to his inaction. NTA. I am pretty sure he must have some redeeming qualities, but I'd strongly urge you to figure out if this is the kind of man you want to be with and can stay with on the long term. Cannot provide for the two of you if something were to happen to you or your job. I have a feeling if something happened to her and she couldn't work, he'd 1. Leave her so fast her head spun, and 2. Be perfectly fine figuring out how to support himself, or finding someone else to mooch off of. Finding someone else to mooch off of my ex to a T. He goes through relationships faster than light. Gets a new woman every year to leech off of because no one wants to stay with him once he shows his true colors a few months into the relationship. Lol, do we have the same ex? We broke up a little over 2 years ago. He was almost as bad as Op's boyfriend, except a lot more drinking and drugs, and in that time, he's had 4 girlfriends, with the 4th one being an on-again off-again thing for the last few months. Meanwhile, I've been with the same guy and we have recently gotten engaged. ETA, Op, you're not the butthole to the fullest. Same here. Except we got married and he got worse. Was drunk all the time, played video games day and night, never paid for a thing, and got indignant when I finally started standing up to him. Ever put his hands on me twice and threatened divorce more times than I can count, but was shocked when I finally said I wanted a divorce. To this day, he swears it's cause I cheated on him and he is on wife number 5. 10,000% agree. My thoughts exactly. This relationship hit a dead end years ago. Imagine looking forward to planning a wedding with him, or having a baby with this loser. Yeah, I can't imagine original post wanting those things either with him. That's a pretty good indicator that someone is wasting their life in a dead-end relationship. He would neglect the baby. If he wants to live like a child and do nothing, he can move back home. Funny how he claims original post is mothering him, but he wants her to bring him food and clean up after him like she's his mother. Unfortunately, original post replied further down that they don't have sex really, so it's not even the dick. Christ on a bike. Apparently there are no repercussions on your ultimatum as it has been a year and a half. An ultimatum with no follow-through shows the other person your words have no actual meaning. This is part of the reason ultimatums should be used as a last-ditch option, because you have to follow through or they will be meaningless. I am pretty sure he must have some redeeming qualities. The guy must have like a magic dick or something. You just answered your own question. And I'm sure you can imagine how much of a turn-on it is to have a partner who requires a mother more than a partner. Mothers parent their children to leave the nest. That's not happening here, though one can hardly expect that of someone who's the same age, dealing with an adult who's already been, parented, and has no power but the power to boot him out. The quote that got me was, "I was forcing him to waste away his life. Op is letting him waste away his life." He's worked 3 months of the last 1.5, maybe the last 4, years. Thanks to Op. Love is great and all, but money is the top argument couples have, and someone who isn't earning money or earning his keep in other ways, for example, raising kids, is someone who's going to make life for original post miserable. Han, you can love someone and not be able to live with them because of their choices, and your own choices for your life. He may indeed be depressed. If he were doing the same thing with drugs and alcohol that he is with gaming, we would call it self-medicating. But he is also choosing to be in his illness rather than to get help. And nobody can make that step but him. So far you have been enabling him. It sounds like it is important for both of you that you get him out of your home, so you can get some distance on which to figure out your feelings. Also, right now you are the enemy he is fighting, rather you're his own demons. Once you aren't there to fight, maybe he can look at himself, or not. That is up to him. You are not responsible for his life or his future, even if you love him. And right now, you are his mom with benefits, and have been for some time. Sorry about that, NTA. This is such a great point about enabling. My ex-husband was so much like this guy. And he was deeply depressed. But once I left him, he got his crap together and moved to a new city, got and kept a prestigious job, and went back to school while working. Clearly, he's doing much better without my help. And I'm a world happier and with a new husband and beautiful child. I don't know if he'll ever see it this way, but leaving him did both of us a world of good. It's all up to the person. I had to leave an alcoholic ex who was in total denial. But he never changed. He lived with his mom who kept him supplied from her teeny pension for years until he died in his 50s. So horribly sad for everyone, and such a waste. He was a brilliant guy and really sweet. But totally unwilling to face reality. I was with him for 5 years. His family still blame me. I am sure that is a comfort to them. Please just note that there is not one positive thing about him in this post. Not one. To be clear, I cannot imagine anything that would make me remotely interested in a man who treated me with such complete disregard and contempt, and such absolutely breathtaking entitlement. But you don't mention any positive qualities at all. You just say that you love him, but that's a statement about your feelings and not his actions or character. Is this maybe a relationship of habit? Something where you share history that's kept you feeling connected while he refuses to behave like an adult partner in any meaningful way? If you met a new guy and were considering dating, wouldn't this behavior be beyond a deal breaker and into laughably outrageous territory? If you sit down and think about the real core, foundational things you want out of a relationship, is this what it looks like? I think you deserve more. I think pretty much anyone does. I think you nailed it. This sounds like a relationship that started when both people had less responsibility. I would have guessed high school or college, but the ages don't quite line up, and one person grew up and matured while the other didn't. If you met this man for the first time today, would you still begin a relationship with him? Would you even give him the time of day? If the answer is no, consider whether he's still the person you thought he was, or the one you want right now. You're having to unplug and hide a gaming console in an attempt to get your partner to do the bare minimum of being an adult. Surely being alone is less depressing than that. Honestly, I kind of want to give you an yes, because this man has told you exactly how he wants to live his life, and he's told you he wants your unconditional support for that life, and your response is to unhappily put up with it. You're unhappy. He's not. Why are you doing this to yourself? You are an employed young woman. Why are you settling for this? What redeeming qualities does he have? What does he contribute to your household? What value does he bring to your life? Do you see yourself raising a family, pet or human, with him? Not the butthole. It's good you're starting to see it. You deserve better. Can you really deal with this for the rest of your life? If the answer is no, then it's time to move on. Being a nice person doesn't mean you need to support a lazy man who is leeching off of you. Send him home to his mother. You need to reevaluate your reluctance to be treated as a loved partner and not an ATM. No need to feel guilty for putting him out. Spend time being alone to build up your ability to recognize your self-worth, and strengthen yourself against this happening to you again. Put him out. Today. And begin to heal yourself. Good. Don't waste any more time on someone who hasn't even grown up enough to be a partner. He acts like a 12-year-old little boy. Get your car back like an hour ago. Seriously. If you didn't come back, I would report it stolen. NTA, every minute you spend with that guy is a wasted minute of your life you will never get back. I game too, but also work full-time and pay my own bills, and spend time with my friends and family. It's a balance. He sounds like he's a complete addict. I think you know what you have to do here. You are 28 years old. What are you doing with this guy? I want to call him a child, but honestly, my 4-year-old is more responsible and able to handle screen time than him, so that just seems unfair to children. What future do you possibly see with this guy? I certainly hope you don't want to be a parent, because he is obviously not responsible for that. If you are child-free, and just want to dedicate your life to supporting and catering to this unappreciative leech, that's on you, I guess. But is that really what you want? He stole your car. Just cut the dead weight. Do you really want this to get your future? He won't change. You're being TA to yourself by being with him. What does he bring to your life that is actually meaningful? You can't even call him a partner. If he's depressed, are you responsible for his mental health? No. So tell him to get his crap together, without you. Not trying to be mean, but you should have seen this a long time ago, Op. You're not the butthole, but I feel like at this point the relationship isn't worth trying to save. Just cut him loose. I was with this guy 7 years longer than I should have been. You know what you need to do. It won't be easy or fun, but is this really how you want the next however many years to go? You already did 4. He can be someone else's obligation. You have a life to live. I used to be like your boyfriend. Most of my 20s was spent living with my parents doing nothing. It wasn't until my late 20s that a switch in my head just flicked and I decided to make something of myself. Honestly, if you are looking for that switch as well, you probably won't find it. He's not in a good place right now and will likely drag you down with him. This man needs therapy. Honestly, I was in a very similar rut. I didn't want to work, and all I wanted to do was play video games. But it was all just a coping mechanism. If you truly do love him, suggest therapy. If he doesn't seem receptive at all, then leave. Yeah, he is not some kid anymore. It is okay to play games. I play games, but work is how I pay for the roof over our heads, food on our table, cars in the driveway, with money to spend on video games. I feel bad saying it, but it seems that he is never going to move beyond these 2-week few-month jobs. There are more fish in the sea. Let him play games at his parents' house, and try to find a real man to move forward in life with. I can save you the next 4 years. This is going nowhere and it's not a relationship. Get out, and find a man that appreciates you. Good luck. Speaking from experience, you can love someone to death, but if you don't work in other ways, it's not fixable. A relationship is take it or leave it. You get the bad along with the good, and the bad will never change. If you can't live with the bad, then unfortunately you have to end things and deal with the heartache. I wish I would have learned that sooner than I did, but young me was quite naive. Sounds like he's just using you. I don't know your situation, but I would not stay with the man. It doesn't seem like he has any drive to even support himself. Lady, dump his ass. Now. Not the butthole. I posted this separately, but I'm going to tag this here. It sounds like he actually has a gaming disorder and will likely not get better without treatment. NTA obviously, and if he does have a gaming disorder, I hope he gets treatment soon. Edit as it's the top post, so hopefully original post will see this, web link. And if he does have a disorder of some kind, still do not continue to live with him and provide for him. He can seek treatment without you footing the bill. He's never going to change if you're there to support him too. Uda to yourself for still being in this relationship. Came here to say this. Ladies, it's better to be 30 and the only single lady in your friends group than it is to be 30 and married to an absolute loser. Edit, thanks for the award. Things I needed to hear for 500. Not only ladies. Everyone repeat after me. I will rather be single and be the only single person than be abused by losers who aren't worth a cent. Seriously. This isn't a relationship. You're his maid, his chauffeur, his cook, and his banker. Tell him to return the car or you will report it stolen. Give him half an hour to pack his crap and then put him out. Get the locks changed. Purge everything that reminds you of him. Move on and live your best life. Lol, this is it. I'm jumping in to also say dump him. Hopefully with this many people all saying the same thing, you can get some perspective and find the strength to stick to your ultimatum and get this mooch out of your life. Good luck. If anything, it's much more empowering to confidently be the single woman in her 30s. Exactly, I'd report him to the police for stealing my car. He's lucky with such a patient girlfriend, but I hope that will end soon. NTA. Why are you with this guy? It sounds more like you are mothering a child rather than being an equal partner in a relationship. Your boyfriend has an addiction if he's depriving himself of sleep to play games constantly. You could tell him that he needs to seek therapy or leave, but you've already issued a similar ultimatum once. He blew his one chance. Don't continue to let him freeload off you. Yes, you gave him the ultimatum, and he made his choice. Time to make good on your word. If you don't, you'll be stuck in this for longer than you should be. He has already overstayed his welcome and showed you who he is. I'm also a pretty heavy gamer who binges new games. It's a weird switch in my brain that doesn't turn off until I beat the game, but I also know that time for my significant other is important. It sounds like he has a real problem and it needs to be framed as such. Yeah, this reeks of addiction. Replace gaming with booze and it might seem clearer. Staying up all night drinking, spending money irresponsibly, missing work from hangovers or binges, losing jobs. All of it if you replace booze reads alcohol addiction. This obsession with gaming is not much different. You are definitely NTA. I wouldn't say he is either. It sounds like he needs help. A lot of help. He may very well be depressed. Unfortunately, as is with many addictions, he might need to hit rock bottom before he recognizes it and is able to seek help. Thank you for watching. If you like our videos, please like them on YouTube. And share them with your friends. Please subscribe to be the first to know about Red Rabbit Reader's new videos. We welcome your comments below. Another of our videos will begin shortly.